Hey guys, what is up? Flyers Champion 93 here. Sadly, the Flyers suffered their first loss of the season last night, playing the Vancouver Canucks. Going into this game, the Flyers had a lot of travel. They went from Lausanne, Switzerland in the preseason game to Prague, Czech Republic, then back to Philadelphia, now all the way over to Western Canada for a 3-game road trip, starting in Vancouver and then playing in Calgary, then Edmonton, and back-to-back nights. So the Flyers in this game, they did not have their skating legs. It was kind of obvious through the first period, and that kind of led on through the third. But I'm gonna get to the game into a minute. So coming into this game, Vancouver, their penalty kill was first in the league, or tied for first, I believe. They were 12 for 12 on the penalty kill. They've had real aggressive penalty kill, and the Flyers power play was actually in first as well. They were 3 for 7 coming into this game. So that power play showed in the first period, and the penalty kill showed because Vancouver had a good penalty kill tonight. The Flyers really couldn't get much going. The first unit was trying to dump it in, and they just weren't fast enough to get into it. And Vancouver would just dump it back down. And that was one of the big things that I guess the Flyers couldn't really pounce on. But then they ended up getting a break in the third period. But I'm gonna get to that into a minute. So Jacob Markstrom, one of the biggest reasons why Vancouver won this game. He was stood on his head. He had a great save on Voracek early in the first period on the power play. Had 30 saves tonight. He played out of his mind. So going into the game itself, Brock Besser, he would get the Canucks on the board early in the first period, a couple minutes in, on a rebound that was kind of just sat there, and Justin Braun kind of whacked at it, and then it hit Besser's stick, and it just went right in. That made it 1-0 Vancouver. And that would end the first period 1-0. Flyers had the shot advantage in 7-6. It was kind of I guess you'd say back and forth first period. There wasn't really much going. The Flyers had a couple chances. I would say that Voracek chance was definitely their best chance of the period. Early in the second period, the Flyers would get a power play, and James Van Riemsdyk would get hit 2 posts in a row, and then literally maybe like a minute or so later, Carson Twarynski would get a real nice pass from Justin Braun up the ice, and Twarynski would get his first NHL goal, short side on Markstrom to make it 1-1. It was a really good shot by Twarynski. I really liked what he's shown so far in these first few games and the preseason. Literally not even, I'd say about a minute later, Tanner Pearson got a beautiful tip in front. Really nothing Hart could do on it. He tipped it on his forehand. It went up. Hart was in perfect position. Tanev had the clear lane for the shot and made it 2-1. Second period went in there. The Flyers had a lot of chances in this period. As I said, the 2 posts from Van Riemsdyk, they were getting chances. Giroux had a partial breakaway for a little bit. And then the second period would end still Vancouver in the lead. So going into the third, the Flyers dominated the third period. They had around 12 shots to Vancouver's 2 or 3. They had a lot of chances. They had a power play, which finally broke through. As I said, Vancouver had a lot of times they were just getting it and dumping it. Excuse me. And then Oscar Lindblom would get one on a beautiful move by Niskanen to get over the line, which definitely helped because, as I said, they were just dumping it and that wasn't working. So they made them move at the line. Niskanen got it in, dropped it to Konechny. Konechny over to Lindblom. He was wide open, tapped it in. It was a 2-2 game. So this game would end at 2-2 in regulation, and then we would go to overtime. The Flyers had a little bit of possession in the overtime. They started with Konechny, Couturier, and Provorov, and Vancouver had Besser, Pettersson, and Hughes on the ice. And then I think it was Quinn Hughes. It was Bo Horvat. He had a breakaway, and they gave Couturier a penalty for throwing the stick, which was kind of a bad. It really wasn't. It wasn't throwing the stick. He kind of dove at him, and I guess the stick came out of his hands. I mean, I can see the argument of he threw his stick, but it really wasn't. In a close game like that, that's not a penalty that should be called. So Vancouver would get the power play. And the Flyers' penalty kill was great on this on the penalty kill. Niskanen had 2 blocks, and Hag had a block as well. And then they finally were able to clear it with about maybe 20 seconds left on the penalty kill. They just kept Vancouver in their zone. They kind of passed it a little bit too much, but thankfully the Flyers were able to block the shots. I think there was one shot that went on a Hart, and it just squeaked wide, and that was from Besser. So the penalty kill really helped out the Flyers here in overtime, and they still got the point in this game. The Flyers did fall in the shootout. Pettersson will get one for the Canucks in the shootout. Beautiful move and tight off the post and in. And then Giroux will get one right back for the Flyers. Pearson would beat Hart 5-hole. It was a really nice move from Pearson. Hart was in good position. It just had enough to squeak through him. And Vancouver will get the win as Hayes would get stopped on the next play by Markstrom as he stacks the pads. So, honestly, from this game, I thought the Flyers played well. I was happy they got the point. They, as I said, they didn't have their skating legs in this game. It was a lot of travel. I'm sure they were tired. They were sluggish. So I'm just happy they were able to come out of this game with a point. I did expect them to win, but they're not going to win them all. The next game is Tuesday night against Calgary, and then the following night in Edmonton. So hopefully the Flyers can get a win or two on this road trip. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'll see you guys in the next one, and goodbye.